Welcome back to Resident Evil 0. We're here in the mansion, the training facility, and yeah, we had a few audio issues during recording, so we got the footage, but we're now recording this in post, and it's going to be interesting because now I actually get to watch how I play and get aggravated at it.
Why didn't you do this or that? You should have done this or that.
So here's me dropping some stuff off.
Why did you put down the knife? Why did you put down the infinite knife?
Leaving all the infinite knives behind. Which, yeah, once again, that is actually an unlockable item in later Resident Evil games, is the infinite knife.
Yeah, it is kind of funny how knives used to be infinite, and now they're not.
Yeah. So...
Infinite knife in this economy?
So we're...
I'll check it out.
Okay. Oh yeah, this is the part where I'm going into the crow room on my own. There's not real. There's like one key item in here, and that I left Rebecca outside so that she doesn't get attacked by the crows while we go to get it.
Yeah, this is very Resident Evil Remake, where you get the thing and just bam through the window. So take care of all your stuff now, because you're never coming back in this room again.
And here's me. I think I'm struggling with controls here. I think I tried to point over there with the gun, and I hit the map button instead. Doing a full loop around here. I think I also...
to find here, there's a note.
Yeah, which I didn't read because we did get that in the previous LP episodes, the old 2017 episodes. So here's the crank handle to pick up. I was probably saying something very clever there.
Well, you mentioned that it loaded the broken window room, and then the crows come flying in.
Yeah. Alright, so here we are. We're going... Do you remember where I went next?
Oh, to put stuff down? Yeah, that's right, you put down the crank handle, because you're like, well, we both forgot. Like, we know what room you needed in, but we forgot where that room was, and it was closer than we thought.
Yeah, so this way we're going through the
dining room.
Yes. Oh, here's me taking off all my guns just to put them back on like 10 seconds later. But, yeah, so I mentioned this during the initial recording, but you'll see me taking my gun off a lot because you do move faster without the gun equipped.
Yes.
But we're going through the dining room here because we're going to be taking like a bit of a extra side route up.
Yeah, having your NPC not have a gun means that they don't fire, for better or for worse. In this case, it's for worse. You got grabbed, but they can really eat ammo if they're equipped with a gun and sufficient ammo.
Yeah, and you can see I had Rebecca move there. I was talking about there where I should have used the right analog stick to move Rebecca out of the way instead of taking the hit, but I just kind of let that happen.
Yeah, it's tricky to remember in the moment. I'm a lot better with using the right analog stick to move the other character when I'm doing puzzle stuff. I don't really think of it during combat.
It's especially a lot trickier when you're playing like the Wii or GameCube versions because those ones still use tank controls on the right stick.
Do they not in the Switch version?
The Switch version because it's like the PS4 version where you have analog movements on the stick and then tank controls on the D-pad.
Okay.
But the right analog stick also has analog control. If you set it to original controls, it'll still be tank controls on the sticks. But I have the.
I suspect that I did that because that's just what I was used to.
Yeah, I have the alternative. The new controls are just better in general because it's like if you want tank controls, they're still there on the D-pad.
Yeah, I like that quite a bit. I think I might have mentioned this last time, but Tormented Souls has that where the analog stick is 2D and the D-pad is tank.
Yeah, but it's like you should not be doing tank
Careful
controls.
there.
You should not be doing tank controls on an analog stick anyway, unless you're playing like on the GameCube. It's fine on the GameCube because the stick area has like the hard ridges.
Yes.
So your stick will fall into that groove, and also the D-pad on the GameCube controller sucks.
Yeah, I think I did play with the stick on the GameCube.
I did too, especially for like RE4. It's actually at a point because I played the GameCube version so much, it feels weird playing RE4 with anything but the stick.
Yeah. But the stick wasn't so bad in RE4, because I mean, I know it's tank controls, but you're looking forward, so it feels natural to point up because you're always facing ahead rather than with these different camera angles where it's a little disorienting to hold up to go right on the screen or something like that.
I think the only version I played RE4 with the D-pad on is the PS2 version. That's the only one I did it for, but then whenever I would aim, I would use the analog stick.
I think I've only ever played it on GameCube and PS4.
You never played the Wii version?
I have it, but no, I haven't. And I know it has the best aim controls because it's just point and aim like a light gun game.
It does, like, next to, like, the Steam version now. Because the Steam version just has straight up, like, mouse aiming.
Okay, so similar enough idea.
Yeah, similar enough. It's a little bit funkier on the Steam version, though, because of the fact that the game was built with 30 FPS in mind. So if you're playing it at 60 on any version, really, if you're playing at 60 on any version, the aiming is a little bit trickier. It's just the aiming is a little bit more jittery when you're playing it on 60.
Yeah.
So yeah, Leon's hands shake more and everything on the like on all the modern versions of the game.
What's your take on the PC version that isn't Steam?
I actually play that one a lot, so
Hell yeah.
I back when I was on Twitter, I actually did a full playthrough of the game. I played it on easy difficulty because that's just not a thing on any of the console versions. And
yeah, that's wild.
If you guys are wondering what I'm doing right now, once again, I'm touching every item just to have it show up on the map.
Yes, very useful.
But yeah, the 2007 PC version of RE4 was actually the first time that over here in North America we got easy difficulty. That was just not a thing in any of the versions we had, like PS2 or GameCube or the later
yeah, it was normal
Wii version,
and professional.
like the Wii version, and then like the PS3 and 360 version. Actually, even the modern console versions don't have it. The only versions in North America that have it are the old Ubisoft PC version, and then the Steam version are the only ones that have it. So I did like a full like playthrough and just like started talking about all the differences on Twitter of all the different everything that's changed in the easy difficulty. And yeah, there's quite a bit of changes. It's kind of crazy. Like the entire hedge maze is just you never go in there in easy difficulty. It's just barred off. There's like the stairway down to it is just blocked off. You can't even go down there. And
That's insane.
The door to the room where you meet Ada is already open.
Wow.
Right here I'm showing off that like the desk here that the typewriter's on is exactly the same in the image when you actually go into the typewriter. Like the two papers, the lamp, the pen is the same in both the actual fixed camera angle and in the save screen. And right here I'm
now
going
you're about
back
to go to the front hall to show the same thing with its save desk.
Yeah, so over here in the main hall as well, it's exactly the same. And then I also talk about the stupid thing on the desk, the thing with the drawers. I don't know what those are called because
organization thing.
I brought up the fact that it's like those used to be used a lot in like older houses, and you'll see it a lot in like period pieces and everything, or like more like antique kind of things. But you just don't see those anymore. So that was definitely before my time.
You know what you reminded me of, by the way, is the PC version of Resident Evil 4 being the only one to have easy mode. The PC version of the original Resident Evil 2 is the only one, I think, to have hard mode.
Dreamcast actually has that.
Dreamcast has hard mode?
Yeah, the Dreamcast has like all the same features as the PC version.
I should perhaps consult my own video.
I think they're under different names. Like
it was like Nightmare mode or something?
Yeah, it's called Nightmare mode, but it's the same thing. It's still just hard mode.
Okay.
I'm lingering on the screen because I'm just like talking about the background and everything. But now that I'm seeing it in the recording, I can understand why you couldn't tell like what I was talking about.
Yeah, that part was dark behind the save screen.
Yeah, so this recording is a little bit darker than it appears on my TV that I play the game on. So I have some color correction stuff in OBS that I just turned off for this game, or just in general, but I might turn it back on for this game just to have the recording be a little bit brighter.
Oh yeah, and this pickup thing is a little awkward because you would put down all of your stuff in the same room, but also kind of the same place. So you're actively trying to not pick up the knife. You're trying to pick up What, the ribbons to combine them, I think?
I'm trying to combine the ink ribbons together. And this isn't an issue if I were playing the game in 4.3, but because I'm insisting on 16.9 for the video, it just, I was having a hard time finding it. Alright, where am I going now? So I'm still not going to the room with the Mimicry Marcus.
Yeah, no, there was little need to go there yet. The conference room?
Oh, yeah, I'm dropping the statue off.
That's right, yeah, no need to fill your inventory with it. And you could drop it off without dropping it off, because it's an incorrectly placed puzzle item, rather than just an item on the floor.
Yeah, so due to the amount of RAM the GameCube had, you could only leave a certain amount of items in each particular room. But because I left that on the scale, it doesn't count as an item on the floor, so it doesn't take up a slot in this room. It is unfortunate that they didn't remove the memory limits on the amount of items per room in the remaster, but I get why they didn't, because that would kind of break the game if you could just put as many items in a room as you need to.
Yeah, just pick a room and make it your ultimate storage room, all of your ammo, all of your herbs.
And if they're going to change some of the game's fundamental designs for the sake of convenience, put a damn item box back in.
Yeah, right? Although I will say, I do like the fact that if you realize you accidentally picked up something that you don't want, you can just put it down right now. You don't have to go like, oh god, now I'm stuck with it until I find an item box.
You know, it'd be crazy game design, doing both.
What, item boxes exist, or you can put something down in one specific location.
Yep. I'm trying to think, did any Resident Evil ever do that, where you had both options, the dropping and the item boxes?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Like an Outbreak, you could just put stuff down or exchange it, but I don't think there were item boxes.
Yeah, there were no item boxes, but that was also a game meant to be played in 4 players, so...
Yeah.
You had at least, 16 item slots between the 4 players?
Something like that.
With, an extra 2 item slots for Yoko, because she has a backpack.
Oh, yeah.
At some point, I'm gonna have to set us up the fan servers for Outbreak and do a co-op playthrough of that.
That'd be interesting and so stressful. Those games are so hard.
That's I want to go through Outbreak again, but because I know it's possible to play, it's a bit of a hassle to set up, but because I know that you can play the game co-op, I have not touched the game in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to... and heroes, I'm looking for the crank handle here. It's in a stupid spot, and yeah, once again, because of
this is where I said, well, why don't you check your map? And it turns out you were standing right on it, but just camera angles.
Yeah, once again, because of the 16:9, the bottom of the screen is cut off a little bit, so I can't see it. Which, once again, if I was playing this in 4.3, this would not be an issue. But, yeah, for the video's sake, I'm trying to play it in the 16:9 view.
To your credit, you get it first try.
And this is another thing about this remaster that wasn't an issue with the RE1 remaster, is that, because this has the similar camera style to the RE1 remaster, where it's it's zoomed in and then it pans and you go up or down on the screen. It was just more responsive in RE1 Remake. There was never an issue with, the camera not moving far enough for you to see something. The Onimusha 1 and 2 actually have the same kind of camera for their remasters. You can have a 16:9 setting with a panning camera.
That's pretty sweet. I never knew that, because, I never played their remasters, and for these, Resident Evil 1 and 0, I just played 4x3.
I want to say I did 4x3 in the old video. It's funny, I included a clip from the old video series at the beginning of the previous episode, but I do not remember what the aspect ratio I played in was. Here's a fun thing. Leave a comment below if you watched my channel back in 2017, because I know I did have some people who were watching my videos back then. Leave a comment down there if you did watch it back then. That'd be crazy if anyone is still watching my channel from back then. Especially because, like, after, like, a couple months of uploading videos, I took, like, a several-year hiatus from making any more videos. Those were the days where I was recording all of my game footage directly through the PS3 or PS4, like recording it on the PS4 and editing it on the PS4.
Damn.
Right here, we're sending Rebecca up the lift with the crank because Billy's too heavy. I gave her the shotgun and everything, so we're being introduced to a new enemy type here, and that's why I gave her the shotgun.
They just descend from the heavens. It's terrible.
Thankfully, because we're playing on easy, they die in one shot.
Yeah, thankfully. These things suck.
I believe on normal it takes at least 2 shots.
Yeah, it's. I don't know if it like requires the damage from 2 full shots, but it's certainly more than 1 shot. If you really want to be economical, I guess you could shotgun them once and pistol them however many times it takes.
Or if you want to be economical, you can use the hunting rifle instead. It only carries 2 rounds before needing to reload, but it's actually stronger than the shotgun.
Oh, this was where I made a terrible mistake. And I said, hey, isn't there a clock puzzle back in that room? And I was correct. But you don't have the minute hand that you need to do the puzzle. So I'm subjecting everybody to this miserable loading screen that's still going.
This loading screen is really long because there are numerous enemies in this room and several items to pick up. So it takes a very long time to load that room. See, look, going back inside, easy peasy. There's like a couple items in here. And actually, now that I think about it, why are the ants still there?
Yeah, I actually didn't think about that. I thought that enemies despawned after you killed them.
So does this room count as the same room as down below where Billy's at? Because that would explain why the ants are still there, is because the room hasn't unloaded yet.
That's a good question.
Huh.
Because when you raise the elevator with her in it, it just goes.
Here's another loading screen.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Yay, we're outside.
Alright, so here there's a bunch of items. There's a bunch of herbs, but I didn't,
Yeah, do you really want to take your sweet time and check each herb while you're being attacked by a murder of crows?
I also showed that camera angle at the balcony because it shows that there is an item down there that you can grab that is a little hard to see from down there.
Yes.
And also, if you're playing in 16:9, you can't see it from down there.
Huh.
Alright, so I'm going over here to unlock the door so that Billy can get into this area of the mansion.
Yeah, I think this is... Yeah, this is just the only way that can happen, because you can't take the elevator.
Took me a while to switch characters because, yeah, the controls in RE0 are bad. There's, like, so many different functions you can do, and they're all on the weirdest buttons.
I forgot what it was on GameCube. Was it, like, X or something?
It made sense on GameCube, because GameCube had, like, a... You know, the controller was, like... the controls were made with the GameCube controller in mind.
Yeah.
But, like, the craziest thing to me is that this game has different controls from the RE1 remaster. It's like, on the remaster for RE1, you aim with L1 and you shoot with R1. But in this one, you aim with R1 and you shoot with X. Like,
yeah, that's nonsense.
Why did you switch up the controls for the remasters?
I remember Dead Space did something different, like similar to that. Like, I think in Dead Space 1, you reload by holding L1 and pressing X or something like that. And in Dead Space 2, you just press square.
It's weird, man. And so our characters are meeting up again.
Yeah, that's right. I remarked that you were about to do a certain thing in the game that occurred earlier than I remember it happening.
Yeah. We're going to be going into this room first, though.
Let's go!
Okay.
Yes, this was a room with a bunch of... I think they're roaches. The enemies you fought earlier in the clock room.
Either big roaches or big ants. We're not sure which.
They don't look like ants.
Crickets?
Oh, that's possible.
Yeah, we went in here because there's not only a statue of Mobius the Time Streamer in here, but there is a grenade launcher on the couch over there.
Mobius the Time Streamer. I didn't realize you were playing Blood Omen 2, and a statue of Mobius is all you get to connect the game to, like, any of his machinations. And that was the only game I played when I was a kid. I didn't have a PlayStation. I had a GameCube. So Blood Omen 2 was the only Legacy of Kain game I had. So during that one boss fight, they kind of prominently show this one statue. And I was like, oh, is this going to mean something? And then it doesn't. And it turns out you were supposed to know who that was from earlier games.
It is so funny that for most of your life, the only one you played is Blood Omen 2. And then for most of my life, the only one I didn't play was Blood Omen 2.
Yeah.
Which I still stress is probably, like, up there as, like, one of the best, if not the best, Legacy of Kain game.
Yeah, that and Defiance for me.
Mm-hmm. What
am
I
that's
doing?
Right. You did
a
whole mad juggling session here. How do I get this to
I'm trying to get the shotgun.
How do I pass the shotgun?
Which, the funny part about this is that I'm going through all of this, like, effort to get the shotgun over to Billy, and then I didn't even use it.
Yeah, it's because you're too talented of a gamer.
Alright, so now we're gonna go do a boss fight, and this boss fight, I did this in, like, episode 8 of the original old videos. This is, like, the last episode I recorded of the old LPs, was this boss fight.
Huh.
In fact, it was actually originally going to be later in the LP, but I accidentally deleted 2 episodes worth of footage while working on that LP, so it was supposed to be like episode 10. Sometimes I really miss when I did my LPs through the PS4. There was just something so nice about how I had to, like, what I had to work with to make my videos.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I'm trying to remember, like, what I was, like, planning on doing, because at the time, I was playing Resident Evil 0 and Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. And Infinite Warfare was novel at the time because it was the newest Call of Duty game. And this is before Call of Duty, in my opinion, just completely wet the bed. I still liked the franchise quite a bit at the time. Yeah, that one was novel for it being the newest one at the time. But I was planning on playing something else after those, because they're, like, RE0 and Call of Duty are very short games. I think I was insane and I was going to play Final Fantasy 15.
Oh boy.
Which was a big jump for me, because at the time I'd only played very short LPs. I was like, I want to tackle a big boy game.
I'm trying to think of what kinds of games I was doing in 2017, because, like, I forgot if I'd started doing longer stuff at that point. Because I remember there was some point where I uploaded just a fight of a mimic in Dark Souls 1 back when that was, like, relatively novel. And people were like, oh, does this mean you're going to do Dark Souls? And I was like, dude, no way. And now I do, like, a whole bunch of Souls stuff on my channel.
Alright, here's our boss. This is a boss you have to fight.
Boss ever.
You have to fight this boss as Billy. There is a trophy for beating all bosses as Rebecca that it explicitly states in the description, with the exception of this boss.
Yeah, because you absolutely must get Rebecca captured where she sounds mildly inconvenienced. Ah, Billy!
Ah, Billy, come on.
Can you give me one more hit? There we go, thank you.
Oh, we did it. As for what you were playing in 2017, I'm not sure, but according to YouTube, you did Demon Souls in 2016, so you were definitely doing longer games at the time.
So I guess I'd started by that point then. But it wasn't terribly long after. Like, there are definitely some games I was like, no, that's an RPG, too long. No, Rule of Rose is miserable to play. And then I did Parasite Eve, I did Rule of Rose, I did Souls, clearly.
I put the handgun down on the floor right there in case I needed it during the boss fight. But I have to keep remembering, I'm not playing on normal difficulty, so I don't need to prepare this much.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, better to have and not need, right?
Yeah, so I left the grenade launcher there on the floor because we are not going to be using it for the rest of this visit to the mansion. But we have the fire key now, so there's a couple more doors that we can open at this point.
Literally a couple.
Yeah, literally. 2 doors.
Now, this isn't even Spencer's eccentric mansion. This is a training facility. And you have the fire key and the water key.
Hey, at least this one has bathrooms. More than 1 toilet.
That is a good point.
It is 1 bathroom still, but at least it's like a 3 toilet bathroom.
Yes.
Why am I slowly walking downstairs like this?
We might have been talking.
Oh, I think I was trying to figure out where the fire doors were off the top of my head. I think I was talking about that.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the rough part about not having the old commentary, is sometimes I was doing something that was accompanied by the commentary, and now I just don't know why I was doing it. It's amazing how quickly I forget what I was talking about, like, not even an hour ago.
Well, to be fair, we were talking for an hour. You can remember every last word of that?
I remember saying something about, and then you talked about leaving for the rest of the LP, and then I was going to joke about running your voice through an AI, but I was like, no, I'm not even going to joke about that.
Yeah, you said, I mean, what did you say? Like, we made a lot of progress today, didn't we? And I was like, hey, that's my line.
I don't remember. I do remember saying that.
Yeah, I said, hey, that's my line.
Oh, here's where I couldn't get through the door, and I was like, why can't I go in? And it's because Rebecca's holding the key.
Because the other person has the key, and you said, what, I can't trust my partner? And I was like, no, you don't trust them to equip their gun.
This game's dumb, man.
Dumb or brilliant?
Oh, this is the part where I start reading notes again, because we're past where I left off in the old LP, so...
Yes.
Want
to just read them out loud when we get to it?
No, people can pause the video at this point, because I don't want to, like, start reading it out.
You're holding on the note.
I don't want to start reading it out, and then I scroll faster than I read this time.
Oh, whatever. I'll read it then.
Okay, fine. You can read it then, Lotus Prince.
Or you still have your old recording, right? You could just splice it in.
Yeah, here we go.
Assistant Director's Diary. September 2nd. A useless bunch of trainees, as always. Where does headquarters find these idiots? But you were doing it where, like, you cut off at the end of each line.
Yeah.
We did get a couple of decent ones, though, so can't complain, I guess. William and Albert. They might have a future. September 25th. Scholar Will, Practical Al. They really are opposites, and they're always competitive in everything they do. There's something ruthless and cruel about them both.
I kept doing a gag, so that's why I'm lingering on these pages for so long.
And they're always competitive and everything. October 7th. Got a sudden call from the director. It was to tell me to encourage a rivalry between those two. It's the first time since this training facility was built that Director Marcus has ever shown interest in anything other than his research. Well, whatever. Orders are orders. I'm going to have them tearing at each other's throats. And then you said, like, oh, look how well that turned out.
I'll go alone.
I'll go alone. Yeah, if there's any room where it, like, genuinely looks like my recording is really dark, it's this one.
This is pretty dark. And this is after you turn on the light.
Yeah. I think the scariest thing about this is just imagining Rebecca doing all of this while wearing leather pants.
Yeah.
Like, that's gotta be uncomfortable.
And to think, you're the one who's responsible for it.
Yeah, this is entirely my fault. You're right. Next episode, I'll change Rebecca's outfit. I'll do what I did in the old videos, and I'll change their outfits in every episode.
This way.
Ah, there you go.
Which I was doing that in the old videos.
So now we gotta go back to loading land. Or no, I mentioned something like that, and you said, oh, I'll go around a different way so you could do the clock.
Something like that.
You got an iron needle, which is clearly a clock hand.
I remember there was a point where you called me OddyQuinn, and then I said no, and then I had no follow-up.
Oh, yeah, you were like, yeah, oh, so, yeah, I guess you're not OddyQuinn. And you're like, no. It was just sad.
Oh, I think this is the part where I made the remark about making a lot of progress.
Oh, okay.
So here we are, just going back to the main hall to save, because all of my ink ribbons are down here.
Yeah, that's why you saved me a lot of progress. Yeah, because this is a good amount of time without saving if you're, not incredibly familiar with the game.
Yeah. I'm just, looking for the ink ribbons. I forgot I left them by the typewriter.
That's right.
Record data. Did you say data or data?
I say data, but either is acceptable. I think data might be the British way.
It's more of a European way of saying it.
Yeah, it's more of a Star Trek way of saying that one character. I've seen that clip before. Someone calls him data, and he goes, "It's pronounced data."
I just keep thinking of Cat Icarus, because he constantly makes jokes about the way Americans say certain words.
Mm-hmm.
I remember he was talking about the Atari Jaguar, but he
Jaguar.
Yeah, he calls it the Atari Jaguar, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Atari Jaguar." But again, in my car, drive really far. Yeah, he constantly makes jokes about the way Americans say certain things. And then he's
the most recent one of those I've heard amateur instead of amateur.
Yeah.
Which, ironically, the American way is to say amateur rather than amateur.
Yeah, but then he's just like, look, you guys speak English. We're from England. Cope and seethe. And I was like, hey, I mean, it's fair.
Yeah, there was a joke about that on I Love Lucy, where everyone was speaking with a really thick accent and she couldn't understand them, in England. And she was like, "Doesn't anybody around here speak English?" It's like, hey.
So the only key item in this room here, we got rid of the fire key by going in here. The only key item in here is the lighter fluid, and I did touch it, but I decided to leave it here instead of bringing it to a more convenient location, which I would do in any other version of this game. But the more items in a single room, the longer that room takes to load. So I'm not dumping
I was the
everything
one
in
who
one room.
suggested that you just grab it now, but yeah, you responded with that, and also reminded me that you don't have the lighter anyway, so it's not like, oh, you got the fluid, that's all you need.
Which, now that I'm thinking about it, I might not even need a lighter. I think you were right, because you did point out about
you needed to use it on that candle thing on the wall where you just press the switch.
I'm thinking about it, and I was like, is there even a lighter in this game? So I'm thinking about it, and you might be correct. You might just pour the lighter fluid directly into the lamp.
Yeah, into that brazier in that room with the crank elevator. I think you just take the fluid and you're done.
So I did grab empty bottles from the kitchen, and I came back here to grab this the gasoline canister here, which I can't pick up as Billy because this game has 6 item limit.
You give me a second, switch it up.
But I grabbed them because I'm going to make some Molotovs, because we are going to use those in a little bit.
Hey, you remembered Molotovs.
Yeah, for some reason while we were recording this video, I could not remember the word Molotov.
Yeah, you would get it every time, but it'll always take you a second.
Yeah.
But now you've got OddyQuinn memory.
Mm-hmm. It's because I'm not playing the game while doing it.
Yeah, that honestly is fair. I've certainly had my moments where I interrupt myself mid-sentence with nothing, so I'm like, well, now I need to... And then I'll just go off and do something, and then I'll come back after 3 or 4 seconds, which is kind of agonizingly long when you don't know how long it's going to be.
The worst part is when you're you get interrupted by something and you don't finish your thought, and then you never go back to the thought. I've
seen that in editing, going back in editing, where it's I have this great idea. Oh, the characters are talking, and the cutscene goes on for a minute, and then I've completely forgotten what I was talking about.
That's kind of how I started my whole thing, though, when I'm trying to say something, and then characters start speaking. I'm like, dude, shut up! I'm in the middle of saying something.
Yeah, when I go back to that in editing, I usually just delete the thought that was cut off if we never go back to it, because otherwise it's just frustrating.
I usually throw up a little text blurb as what I was trying to say was.
Yeah, if you can remember at that point, then yeah, good for you. That's a good idea.
But it's I usually try to keep that little bit in my brain to okay, something's happening. I need to go back to this point, but then sometimes I just forget completely.
I mean,
Where
it
am I-
happens. What are you gonna do? You
Where
are
am I
juggling.
going? Where am I going now? We did the boss fight, so... Oh, we're going to do... Well, because I have the minute hand, so we're going to go do the clock puzzle.
Yeah, which I confidently misremembered what time the clock was supposed to be, and then I confidently misremembered the second guess, but fortunately, before you executed the second guess, I just looked the damn thing up, and it was not even close to what I had thought.
Yeah, which I don't remember off the top of my head how you're supposed to find out that thing organically, but I believe it's like... Maybe it's like the other clocks in this place. Oh, I think it's when you investigate the doors that the clock opens. They just say the time on it.
I think you're right. Yeah, because at first I thought it was 6 o'clock, because the numbers are... Or the hands are vertical. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute, no, 3:45, because the hands are horizontal. But I think I was thinking Resident Evil 1's remake at that point.
Maybe.
So no, it's just like... What was it? Like 3:45? It was some weird time.
It was like, yeah, something like 3... Was it 3:45?
The numbers were staggered. No, it wasn't 3:45. That's the horizontal. It was like 8:45. It was something weird. 8:15.
Yeah, 8:15. I think that's what it was.
So you have to move one hand 3 times and the other hand backward 4 times. But because we didn't know that, we're shifting stuff around. So you follow my incorrect first guess. I make an incorrect second guess, but fortunately I looked up the correct answer before you followed that one through.
Which, by the way, speaking of RE1 Remake, that version does have a Switch port, which I will be playing in the future. Who knows if Lotus is going to be co-commentating on that one with me. I make no promises for anything, because no one knows what's going to happen.
Of the loading screens where it's just a full episode of just loading screens.
Just the bits of us talking over the loading screens. But yeah, I will be doing RE1 Remake as well, the Switch version of that. That version, thankfully, is not nearly as bad as this one. It's still not a great port, but it's not nearly as bad as this one. Fully playable. I have beaten the Switch port of RE1.
Oh, very nice.
It's just, there's just weird frame rate issues every now and again on the Switch version of that.
Frame rate issues? Pathetic. You can cut this in post.
Just need a super cut of, you can cut this in post.
Yeah. Ooh, I wouldn't say that one on the real one. I've definitely had stuff like that when, I mean, normally I would cut the footage anyway, but if I have to retry something 100 times, and I'm just, like, idly talking to my friend when, like, during the retries, like, so, did you watch anything recently today? And it's like just wildly off topic from what we're doing. It's like, well, I'm cutting that in post.
I did talk about here that we're grabbing this first aid spray because we're never coming back to this room. So
yeah.
But I did point out that this room took a little bit longer to load coming back in because of the fact that the backgrounds are FMVs now because the
gears are turning.
Yeah. At some point, I'm going to have to come back to this room that we're loading into right now, the really long loading room, and when I have to actually come back here, I am going to kill all of the crows, pick up all of the herbs, and combine all of them.
Yeah, I had said before what I would do on GameCube is enter the room, and the crows haven't activated yet. See, they activated when you walk in farther. But what I would do is just auto-aim my pistol, which, like, at something I couldn't see, it was off screen, fire, kill a crow, they would all get mad, I would leave, I would go back into the room I came from, and then reload the courtyard, aim at a different crow, kill it, and that just reduces the number of crows one by one. But on this port, you'd be here for an hour. Even if you do slightly decrease the loading time every time, it would be agony.
Mm-hmm. And that's a new kind of reward.
What, getting to make the room load slightly faster?
Agony. I'm making another Legacy of Kain reference.
Oh, I at this point I have played all of them, but that is over my head because it's been a while.
For my transgression, I earned a new kind of reward. Agony. And that's when Kain rips his the bones of his wings out.
Ugh.
So Raziel is now cursed with boneless wings.
Sucks.
So here's where, I think this is the part where I'm debating. Is this the part? No, no, no. I just go straight to the clock door.
Oh, were
over here.
you like trying to remember where the clock doors were?
Yes, there's. I think it's after
there's
this
one
room.
of them, and we didn't quite remember where the second one was. We thought we both agreed that the second clock door was a water door, which you don't have a key for, but no, it's just downstairs.
Yeah, so I did talk about towards the end of this recording that we are almost done with the actually I think I might have talked about it like right before we came here, that we are almost done with the mansion and we could probably finish the whole thing. I did forget there's the entire torture dungeon basement of the mansion.
Yeah, I forgot that was here. And yeah, not to mention, I guess it should have been obvious in retrospect, but there's the valve with the steam and everything, but like you got to deal with the eliminators and all that.
Yeah, so there is quite a bit. That's also why you don't see me going for like nothing but headshots on the zombies, is I'm trying to save shotgun shells for the eliminators, because those things are so damn annoying.
They suck. They are one of the most annoying enemies in this era of Resident Evil. By the way, yeah, film B, may as well take it. We'll need it later.
But if you want to know how annoying eliminators are, I watch a lot of no damage runners of Resident Evil. Here's another note if you want to read it out.
Oh, a verse of poetry. The moon bows to the earth swears loyalty to the sun, and the great law of the sun governs all things. This itself is the keystone, the pointer to glory. All our hands cannot open the door to the heaven. Yeah, and you had said, oh, this is just the 3 slabs. And I said, maybe it rhymed in Japanese, because that is just not a poem. And you said, well, it's free verse. And I said, is that even a poem? That's just writing weird.
Free verse is the cheapest kind of poetry.
Yeah, nothing rhymes. There's no meter. It's like it's just awkward writing. Is that even poetry?
Write whatever the hell you want and be like, oh, it's poetry. It's free verse.
Yeah. You know what's funny is that when I talk to my students, when I define prose, like, do you know what prose is? The way I do it is I say, do you know what poetry is? And they're like, yes. And I'm like, not that. Like, that's literally how I define prose.
Anyway, we were just talking earlier about, this is the part where we're trying to figure out where the other clock door was.
Yeah.
I'm on this map for a while. There's no point in me relaying what we were talking about because we
the
were
answer
wrong.
Is the lower left. You suspected something was going on with the upper right where that glowy blue is. I think you pointed out an item that was important there, that glowy blue thing, whatever that was.
I said over there, that's where the steam was at, so we can't go that way yet.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, so it's bottom right. That whole area we haven't been to, the clock area is over there. We both thought it was a water door, but no, we don't. We haven't even. I think we've only seen one water door so far.
Yeah, about bottom left, I think.
Yeah, bottom left. Did I say bottom right? Bottom left.
I think you said bottom right, yeah, but bottom left. So there's a bathroom, and there's the correct clock door, which we did not realize was a clock door.
Yes.
So I think at some point we agree, like, is there anything in the bathroom? I don't know. I guess I'll check. And then we find the clock door.
Yeah, but going back to what we were talking about a minute ago, so we were just talking about losing our train of thought and never coming back to a thought. Eliminators. I watch a lot of no damage runners of Resident Evil, so I've watched like definitely follow these people like Carcinogen SDA or Matt DeRock. Definitely go follow them. They're great. Their videos are great. They've helped me get better at these games. There's one of the games they just don't play a whole lot is Resident Evil 0, and a lot of it has to do with the eliminators. They're just not fun to deal with.
They suck. They jump all over the place, including kicking off of walls. They jump onto a wall and just kick off of it. It's really cool, but it's so annoying.
Yeah, I left Rebecca out there to go in there alone as Billy. He has the Molotovs. Look, I remembered the word. And
hey.
Yeah, I left her out there so she doesn't get hit by the leech man that's in here.
Yeah, and earlier you were checking the front door. Is that one of the sword doors? Yes, it is. And then it was like, how hard could it be to open the sword door? Oh no, the knight's swords.
Speaking of the leech man.
Oh, are you setting yourself up to redeem the previous...
Speaking of the leech man, he does show up in here. I'm touching all the items once again just to mark that they're here. There's a full heal in here and some more gasoline in case I want to make more Molotovs if I ever find more bottles. But speaking of the leech man...
You set yourself up?
Oh, hi, Mark.
Hey! You did it. You did it.
After I was just like, hey, Mark, and then I left, and then I was like, I should have said, oh, hi, Mark, and then every time I ran by a leech man again, I didn't say that. They're called Mimicry Marcus, which is why I'm calling him Mark. So here's our other clock door. Which any second now we'll get to see what it is. There's me accidentally switching to Rebecca.
Yeah, you meant to go to inventory. I'm like, oh, geez. And then you remarked, it's a good thing I switched back to Billy when I did, because he was about to throw a Molotov. Yeah.
So yeah, this is the projector room. There's me getting bit by a zombie, because I'm terrible at this game. You hand me Resident Evil 2, I will make Resident Evil 2 look like like baby's first video game. But, like, this GameCube era Resident Evil, no, I'm bad at these. I don't play these ones
nearly as much. That's the funny thing. This is what I grew up on. Like, I got started on Remake and RE0.
Yeah, but like you hand me Resident Evil 1 or 2, the original PlayStation versions, I will make those games look so easy. Because I've played them so many times.
It's been a while since I've played 2, but I could probably do decently at 2. But where I really excel is 1, kind of 0, and 4.
4 especially. I talked about this in a previous video, and I guess I'll talk about it here again because it's a little more relevant in this video. With Resident Evil 4, I'm so knowledgeable about that game, I accidentally ratioed Matt McMuscles with it. Which, once again, I'm sorry, Matt. I didn't mean to. Love your videos. But I'm looking forward to the takeover too. Didn't mean to ratio you. I was just being like, hey, did you know this part, the water room, which everyone hates, is actually super easy?
And you also, like, during my Let's Play, you were like, hey, guess what? There's also this thing you can do on, like, 5 different episodes. And I was like, ah, Christ. And I went back and recorded the footage for that thing you mentioned and added it retroactively.
So here's me grabbing microfilm A.
Yay.
So now we have both microfilms. There's even a freaking portrait on the wall of that candle door of a man just standing there with it lit up. I don't think I need a lighter. I think I just need to put light. Wait, no, but then how would you light it? I don't know. We'll see next time I record this.
I think there's a button. I think you do just pour the liquid into the little hole and like just flick a switch. Like I think that's it.
I guess we'll find out next time we play this.
Yeah, like I don't think there's a lighter. That's so Resident Evil 1.
And 2. And I think 3. Did 3 have a lighter?
It's been too long since I played 3. I couldn't tell you. But yeah. I mean, you're definitely right about 2.
So now we're going down to meet up with Billy. We're gonna go meet up with Bill.
I believe his dossier says Billy. By the way, I mean, too late. This was in the past video, but I went Bill. Like, do you know what that was?
Yeah, of course I do. Okay. Everyone knows what that is. Oh, hi, Mark.
Hey, 2 in a row.
All right, so here we are. We're gonna use those microfilms to watch the worst movie ever.
Watch the worst still. Oh yeah, this was like, do I combine them? Oh, let's use them. Oh, I can't use them because you're not looking at the projector quite right. You gotta angle yourself and press A until it says there's a projector, and then you do it.
Also, according to the Resident Evil Wiki, there's indeed a lighter in this game.
What? Alright.
And here's the best part. I already have it.
Oh, does Billy just have it?
Yeah, I forgot. That's Billy's personal item, is a lighter.
Oh god. So you could have just taken it and used it and disappeared it immediately?
I completely forgot about personal items because I especially because I mostly just play the remasters of this game now. Because Rebecca has her little herb combining case, which I almost never use.
Well, I was going to mention, Rebecca's personal item is just a game mechanic. She could combine herbs.
Yeah, but it's like that little slot there to me is just relegated to the suitcase, the costume suitcase.
Yeah.
It's like even look right there. It's still set to the freaking suitcase.
Yep. Oh yeah, don't carry out.
And then I did the thing where I pressed A on it to
Yeah, it
get the
looks
little
cool. You get this
animation.
awesome animation. Do it, do it, do it. Now come on, do it. Yeah.
Who remembers? Who here? Leave a comment down below in the comments if when you back in the day, did you guys have a floppy disk with ROMs on it? I sure did.
I think we might have not ROMs for emulators, but like my dad had some discs with games on it that I think might have been like unofficial. I mainly remember Jump Jet, but that game was always freeware, so like it doesn't count.
Yeah, I had a floppy disk that had a bunch of NES ROMs on it, and then I had another floppy disk that I kept with me that had a ton of text files on it because I typed a lot on computers. I like had so many Word documents. I certainly
had floppy disks with save files on them, but by the time I was emulating, I don't think I was using floppy disks.
Yeah, we're just showing our age here.
I didn't even use a USB or anything.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Hey, Thrice.
Yeah. Here's me struggling to fight Mimicry Mark, but
struggling to fight an emulation of an old man.
Yeah, we're just showing our age here by talking about floppy disks.
Well, you know what you could really do to show your age? Can anybody in the comments please let me know why they were called floppy disks? They're clearly not floppy. You saw the disc. It was 3.5 inches. It's not floppy at all.
That's going to leave a mark.
Hey!
That's the one-liner I said there in the original recording. I needed to preserve it.
That's very good.
Here's me getting the loading screen to get Rebecca back out there.
To get another loading screen.
Which it realistically shouldn't take very long. The room is already loaded because Billy's in there.
Yeah, and sure enough, there you go.
Come on.
Come on.
I do rather like how when you call to your partner and when your partner responds, it's distinctly in one ear versus the other. Like it's like stereo audio.
Stereo audio is the weirdest thing ever added to a video game. And that's old.
The Genesis had it.
Yeah, but it's still...
There's a Vector Man track for level 3 where it's obviously in just the left ear and then
Vector
obviously
Man.
just in the right ear, but none of you knew that because the Genesis was mono audio unless you had a Model 2. Although the Model 1, you actually could use a Y cable to like in the headphone jack to contrive stereo audio.
Here's me just fast forwarding through this note to see if it had anything important in it. It did not.
Yeah, this was a running joke that we kind of dropped from this new version of our commentary, as I kept saying, hey, there's that note. You gonna read the note? Like, no, I won't need it. And then you finally read it because maybe it has the key for the combination you need to use in this room, and it just doesn't. This is where you learn the combination.
And I did read this out. Security system is locked. Please insert system disk. System disk required to activate. Blah, 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 blah. I'm moving too fast for my own good.
You're so good at this. You can hardly keep up with yourself.
Now loading. Reading
That's how you know
system.
you're a good
complete.
gamer.
Access complete. Really. Okay. Please enter the passcode. 2D. Passcode 2D.
Oh yeah, and I made a Suzuma Hirasawa joke. 2D or not 2D. Does anybody get that? Even though I just explained what it was? No, you still probably don't.
I just made a Gorillaz reference.
Oh, that's... Yeah, that's the much more contemporary reference. I was making just like a 90s, I think, Suzuma Hirasawa reference with the weirdest music video.
I don't even listen to Gorillaz. I like their music from what I've heard of it, but it's weird that I even know one of their name, like one of the character names.
I like them quite a bit. I haven't like really binged their stuff lately, but I definitely got into a period a few years ago where I was just all in. Everybody says Demon Days is like the album to listen to, and I generally agree, but I really, really like Plastic Beach.
And
Humans.
Is Ace still part of the Gorillaz?
Give me a second. No. The latest stuff they've been doing with that like mountain vibe, I think Murdoch's back. So there you go. There's 2D, there's Ace, there's Noodle, there's Russell.
I remember Noodle. But I do remember there was that weird time where frickin' Ace from Powerpuff Girls joined the fictional band, which was weird.
Yeah, I remember on the internet people were like, Ace is in the Gorillaz, and I thought it was just people who had recently discovered the Gorillaz and a green face guy, but like, imagine my surprise, it's literally Ace from Powerpuff Girls.
What a weird shared universe, that is.
Yeah, Ace from the Gangrene Gang is just taking Murdoch's spot in the band. What? It's nonsense.
Oh, man. So weird. So I think now that we opened all the sword doors, I want to say this is where we're ending off.
Yeah, this is where we certainly made a lot of progress today. And I think this is when you were talking about filtering my voice, and like I suggested you could just take a couple sound bits from me going like, yes, OddyQuinn, no, and you were just like, I'm just going to endlessly use you saying vexatious. Oh, this game's so vexatious.
Every time I walk through a door and there's a loading screen, that's it. It's just vexatious.
Yeah, vexatious. I thought you liked this game, Lotus Prince. Vexatious.
I like Resident Evil 0. Vexatious. Ugh, God.
Yeah.
Anytime
I
you
genuinely
complain...
do. Like, I know you're not that big of a fan of it. I really like this game. Vexatious.
Yeah, so here we're just talking about what we're going to do next. We've opened all the sword doors. We have our different directions to go. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. So, yeah, next time we're going to be back. It's going to be actual live commentary. So the video is going to flow a little bit better. The movements aren't going to be weird. Yeah, so thanks so much for watching. Really do appreciate you guys. And we'll see you guys whenever we come back. So, bye for now.
Until next time, everyone.